What's up, guys? It's Eric with Grillslingers. We got a good one planned for you today.
Nope. We're gonna be taking over today, so go have a beer, relax,
Jeff?
take a nap. Yeah.
What?
Bye.
See you later.
What? Ow!
I'm Natalie.
I'm Liz, and today we have a Father's Day special for you.
Jeff!
Today we're gonna be making beef, chicken, and veggie kebabs.
Yep, and we also have garlic parmesan potato wedges on the side.
Yeah, I got about 2 pounds of beef and 2 pounds of chicken, so that should be good for about 6 people.
Perfect. Are we gonna be marinating those?
Yes, we are. Actually, we're gonna be doing the beef with more of a traditional marinade with olive oil, garlic, and some herbs. And then with the chicken, I wanted to infuse as much flavor as possible, so we're gonna be using a tremula marinade.
What is tremula for all the people at home that have no idea what that is?
Tremula is like a pesto, kind of like has a pesto consistency, and it has cilantro and parsley. It's eaten a lot in North Africa, Morocco area. So
Nice.
it's gonna give it a lot of flavor.
That's awesome. Well, let's just get to it.
So here we have our 2 pounds of filet mignon that we're gonna start cutting.
Why did you pick filet?
It's the most tender cut of meat, and you can put a lot of flavor into it. So I'll give you a steak to cut. Perfect. And we're gonna start by trimming the outside, like the silver skin and the fatty pieces.
Okay.
Do you have your knife with you?
I do.
All right, so we're gonna trim. And then after we trim everything off, we're gonna try to cut it as even as possible so they cook evenly.
Okay.
And they're gonna be about 1.5 inch thick pieces.
Perfect. So do you have to use filet, or can you use something different?
You can use whatever type of meat you want. I just like to use filet because it's tender, but really any piece of meat works. You know, any piece of beef. That's the flexibility of making kebabs. So now that we have all our pieces cut,
Okay.
We're gonna work on the marinade. So we're gonna use a Ziploc bag to put the marinade in and put the beef in. So let's put all these pieces of meat in a Ziploc bag. That's easiest, but you can also use a container.
Okay.
4 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic. I know 4 cloves of garlic might seem like a lot, but we want to get as much flavor in there as possible. And 1 teaspoon of Italian herbs. I got this one from the refrigerated section.
Okay.
I just feel like it lasts longer and you can always use it and incorporate it in your meals. And a teaspoon of kosher salt.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna close this up and just kind of like massage it in there.
How long do we typically marinate it for?
2 hours would probably work the best. But you know, as long as possible, you're gonna just have more flavor there. But yeah, 2 hours would be sufficient time. So we're gonna stick this in the refrigerator and we'll be right back.
Perfect.
So next we're gonna work with the chicken.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna put on my glove. Get these on. I feel like I'm performing surgery or something.
I know, right?
We have boneless, skinless chicken thighs here.
Awesome. So why did you choose thighs?
It has more flavor, it's cheap, so why not at that point?
That is a good point.
Chicken breast tends to dry out really quick, so I always prefer using chicken thighs.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
And we're gonna also be cutting, we're gonna cut these into 1.5 inch pieces as well.
Okay.
So we're gonna just trim, you know, the fat, any gristle, and then we're gonna cut them into equal pieces.
Excuse me.
What
What are you doing? Go away.
Don't come and spy on us and see what we're doing. You're gonna find out at the end.
Go away. Go relax. I know you don't know how to do that, but go relax.
So all these pieces are not gonna always be perfect, and we can always fix that when we add them onto the skewers. We'll pick like the bigger sizes to go with the bigger sizes and the smaller sizes to go with the smaller sizes. It's really just gonna depend on like the chicken you get. You know, sometimes you have to like cut out some pieces and what's left isn't big enough or it's too small compared to the other pieces, but we can always fix that, you know, when we put them on the skewers. So we got all this cut and ready to go. We can put this in a Ziploc bag like we did the. Okay. All right. So we're gonna set this aside, and then we're gonna work on the tremula sauce. So we have 2 packed cups of parsley and cilantro that we put here. You can throw that in the blender.
Okay. So I'm just throwing these in?
Throw those in. And then we're gonna use a half a cup of olive oil. Throw this in, and then we're gonna use a half a cup of water.
Okay.
Here. And then I took a large lemon and took the zest of the entire lemon and then the juice of it as well. Yep. So with the lemon, I feel like it adds a really bright flavor.
I can already smell it.
Yeah. And then we have 3 cloves of garlic.
Okay. Oh.
Ooh. And here we have a tablespoon of coriander and a teaspoon of paprika and black pepper. So we have 2 teaspoons of kosher salt and a generous pinch of chili flakes.
Is it gonna be spicy?
No, not too bad. I promise.
I'm a big baby. Perfect.
So
now,
we're ready to go.
Awesome.
Let's blend that up.
Yeah. Did I do it the wrong way? Yes.
The arrows have to.
Yep, there we go. That's fine. No, go away.
Right, so this is what it's supposed to look like. So let's throw the yogurt in.
Okay, in the chicken?
Yeah, let's throw the yogurt in the chicken and then we'll pour in the sauce. I just want to make sure that the chicken's coated with the yogurt because again, there we go. All right, so let's massage this in.
So why did you use yogurt?
It's gonna tenderize the chicken. That way we don't have any like rubberiness or anything.
Nice.
It's gonna tenderize it nicely. So I think we're ready for the tremula sauce.
Okay.
So let's throw that in there. If you can hold the bag for me. I'll throw some in here. Yeah, with the yogurt, it's actually, you can use the yogurt and any other spices with it. It doesn't necessarily have to be this, but I love to incorporate the yogurt with chicken, just because again, it tenderizes it, but you can use pretty much any seasonings with it.
Yeah, I've never even tried that before, so I'm very excited to try it today.
All right, so this is ready to go. We can throw it in the fridge and we'll let it marinate for at least 2 hours or so.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna get started on the veggies.
Okay.
So let's start with the peppers.
Okay.
So the way we're gonna cut the peppers is we're gonna cut the tops and the bottoms. And the reason why we're doing it like this is because eventually we're gonna lay it flat.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut one side, just like this.
Okay.
And then we're gonna cut out the middles. It just makes it easier like that to cut equal pieces of everything.
Okay.
So then we're gonna lay it flat, and then this makes it easier to cut equal pieces. So I'm just gonna cut it down the middle, like that. And then we're gonna make about 1.5 cuts, 1.5 inch cuts. Okay, so we got our peppers cut. Let's work on the mushrooms.
Okay.
And I got 16 ounces of baby bella mushrooms.
Ooh.
That tends to stay intact when you're grilling it. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's why we're picking this one. So we're just gonna cut the stems on this. Like this one's already pretty much done.
Okay.
But like the longer stems, we're gonna cut. I'll take care of the onion since it's like a really weird shape. And it doesn't really allow us to share the responsibility of cutting. So normally with like a wider or like a taller onion, I would say just cut it down the middle and then quarter it.
Okay.
But this one is so short that we're just gonna quarter it from here.
And why did you pick red onion?
I like the flavor of it, and then I'm just gonna quarter it like so.
Okay.
All right, so we got our veggies all cut up now. We're gonna
Okay.
work on the vinaigrette that we're
Okay.
gonna make for the veggies. So we have 6 tablespoons of olive oil in here and 4 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. Have you ever worked with sherry vinegar?
Never.
It has like a sweet, this one specifically aged, so it has like a sweet flavor to it. But you know, obviously it's vinegar, so it also has that acidity.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's
Smells good, huh?
It's good. It's very interesting.
At home, if you guys can't find sherry vinegar, you can always use apple cider vinegar. That's a good, substitute. And then here we have 1 tablespoon fresh tarragon.
Okay.
At home, if you don't have fresh tarragon or you can't find it at the store, you can also use dried tarragon, but use a teaspoon instead.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have 2 tablespoons of shallots. I love shallots.
Yum.
And then we're using our all-purpose seasoning, the salt, pepper, garlic mix that we have.
So good.
And we're gonna use about a tablespoon. So at home, if you have something similar, you can use that as well. Just turn this. Oh my God, I can smell
I know.
all
It
the
smells so good.
yummy flavors. So we'll leave this kind of marinating the vinaigrette itself, so all the flavors kind of combine.
Okay.
We don't want to add it to the veggies just yet. I don't want them to get mushy. Next, we'll work on your
Potatoes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so now we are going to make our garlic parmesan potato wedges.
Nice.
So we're gonna use russet potatoes. Typically about 3 to 4 potatoes will fill up the full pan. So we're gonna start by cutting our wedges.
Okay.
So we're gonna take the potato, we're gonna cut it lengthwise in half.
Okay.
Be very careful. All right, and then you're gonna take the flat part and you're gonna put it down.
Okay.
And each half should make about 4 wedges. So you'll get about 8 wedges per potato.
Okay.
So you're just gonna slightly cut in half again, and then you're gonna cut each wedge one more time. Just like that. And we are gonna leave the skin on. It is more of a preference, but personally, I like it with the skin on. It does tend to crisp up the potatoes a little bit more.
I like that. So is there a reason why you chose russet potatoes?
Personally, it's kind of a preference, but they are more starchy, so they tend to hold heat a little bit better. And you know, classic French fries, russet potatoes are always a really good choice. So now we're gonna take our pan. We're gonna put the potatoes on the pan. I line it with parchment paper because it helps just prevent them from sticking to the pan better. So we're just gonna pile them on there because we're gonna add our seasoning next. We're gonna take our seasoning. So I grabbed 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and then I grated 2 cloves of garlic in there. I, test things around a little bit, and what I realized is grating the garlic, making it a little bit more fine, and putting it in the olive oil actually helps it stick to the potatoes better, and it is amazing.
Awesome.
And then we're gonna take about a tablespoon of our all-purpose seasoning, and we're gonna put it in our olive oil. There we go. And then I'll sprinkle a little extra on after we put this on the potatoes. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of our cheese, just like a handful, and then I'm gonna mix it in the olive oil as well because, again, it helps stick to the potatoes a little bit better. And then now we're going to sprinkle that on our potatoes.
That looks so good already. It's not even, the potatoes aren't even cooked yet. But
Right?
just
Smells
that
so
sauce,
good.
yeah.
The garlic really makes it So just kind of get it all in there. If you need a little extra oil, I'd go for it, just because you want to make sure that all of the potatoes are coated.
That's
and
gonna
covered.
help crisp them up,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. And these are meant to be on the crispier side, but if you don't like them as crispy, just cook them a little less. Okay.
So how long are we gonna set this in the oven for?
So you're gonna preheat your oven to 375, and then we're going to make sure all of the potatoes are spread out and one of the flat sides are down.
Okay.
And then we're gonna cook for about 12 minutes, and then we're going to flip them. So just put the other side down and then cook them for about another 12 minutes. And then after that, to get the extra crisp, I broil them for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome.
That's it, and now we're gonna go put them in the oven.
So while you do that, I'm gonna set up the barbecue.
Perfect. Okay, potatoes are in the oven. Let's get started on the kebabs.
I set up the grill already, so I'll be using a vortex.
What is a vortex?
A vortex is gonna be like a cone-shaped
Okay.
metal thing, and you'll see once we get that
Perfect.
going. But I set all the coals in the center of this vortex, and we're gonna set up the kebabs around that. So it pretty much is a way to control the heat. So yeah, we'll get started on that, and we'll set up the kebabs.
Cool.
And we're gonna set up the mushrooms all on one skewer.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do the peppers and the onions on another skewer because they cook about the same temperature.
Okay, that makes sense. So should I have them spaced apart or closer together?
You wanna have some space in between just
Okay.
so that it cooks evenly, like you get some, char in between, like it's not like mushy.
Got
When
it.
you clump them up together too close, the rest is like charred and the middle is like really like mushy.
Got it.
So we
Okay.
want to avoid that. So yeah, just give it some space. And with these, with the onions, like you want to separate them a little bit, like maybe 2 per, 2 every
Okay.
skewer. Ooh, this looks great. Let's move on to the beef.
Okay.
We're gonna put on our glove.
I love these skewers, by the way. They're really nice.
I found them online. You can also find wooden ones at the grocery store. Just be sure to soak them before you use them, just because they'll burn.
You don't want to fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So for the beef, we do the same thing. We space them apart.
Yes, you want to do the same thing.
Smells so good. Wow. All right.
So we'll do the same thing we did with the beef.
Okay.
Leave some space in between each. Try to pick equal sized pieces.
Oh my god.
Scared
me.
No, not yet. Almost. Are you hungry?
Yeah, this looks really good.
Good. Well, you're gonna have plenty to eat.
Just remember, guys, if you want the recipe on this, click the link in the description.
This is
I was
not
like-
your video.
But
Get
I
away.
get the-
Go
but I-
away. Go
but I-
away.
We got the skewers ready to go. Now we can put this on the grill.
Woohoo.
I wore some gloves, but I still got pretty messy. So we're gonna go wash our hands, and then we're gonna put these skewers on the grill.
Cool. So the potatoes have been in for 12 minutes, so I'm gonna go flip those and I'll be right back.
All right. We do have the kebabs, the chicken and the vegetables on the grill already. I set them around the vortex so that way they cook evenly and through. No one gets sick. The chicken, we're looking for a temperature of 165. The beef, we're looking for medium rare 135, medium 145, and medium well 150. So I like to check the temperature throughout to see where I'm at, just so I get what I'm looking for and it doesn't overcook or we're not undercooking it.
Okay, so everything's done. The last thing we gotta do for the potatoes is we're gonna take the rest of our cheese and we're gonna sprinkle it on top.
And then while you do that, I had some vinaigrette left over, so I'm gonna brush the remaining vinaigrette on the veggies right before we serve.
And I like to add a little bit more seasoning, and then they're good to go.
Cool, so it looks like we're ready to plate.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So let's plate on this because it's nice and big and we get to fill everything up with all our goodies.
Awesome. Take a few of our potatoes.
We did get Eric some beer.
Yep.
His favorite is IPA, hazy IPA from Modern Times. So that's what we're gonna be surprising him with. All right, I think it's time to call Eric. I'm so proud of us. We finally did. We
I
did
was
it.
like, can we just save it for ourselves?
Right?
Or- no.
Well, let's
Alright.
go get him.
Perfect. Okay.
I don't know where I'm
A little
going.
closer. A little closer.
Okay.
Can you
I mean,
smell it yet?
I know it's my patio. Okay, where am I? Are we good?
Yes. Open your mouth. Happy Father's Day.
Oh my gosh. And you got my Modern Times.
Favorite.
Can I start with that? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure.
Watch.
Start with whatever
we'll do
you
this.
want.
Okay. What should I try first?
Whatever you want.
Try to move that foam up your mustache first.
Thank you, Jeff. You know, you should get in here and have some of this too. I'm gonna start with the chicken. Okay.
I'll try some of the chicken too.
I thought this was for me.
Well, we put
We
work
worked
into it.
so hard.
So you deserve some of this.
Little chicken cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
This is that tremula thing you were talking about. This is delicious.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it isn't too spicy.
No, not at all. That's delicious. Okay, I gotta try something else now, right? Okay, I'm going in for a mushroom. Here. We'll do
I'm
that.
gonna go for one of these potato wedges.
You all want to do?
Yeah. Wow. Oh my god.
Okay. Steak time. Oh my god, these are huge. Look at them. Little pop shot on that. Nope. Okay. This, I mean, you can see this. It's perfect. You can't argue with that.
Are you impressed?
I mean, I was nervous the entire time.
You taught us well, okay?
I still need
Yeah.
to do a rib video, but
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
guys, you guys crushed it. This is amazing.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much. You guys want to do the send off? Because, I mean, that's my part. But.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there.
If you liked this video, you want to make it at home, recipes in the description. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, y'all.